Hello guys, over the past week, we have seen a lot in the media about the tension between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. Sexual harassment is a topic that, due to content policy restrictions in the media, is rarely discussed openly. This makes it difficult to present the core issue in a serious and straightforward manner. Common people often unable to understand that who is truthful and who is lying when grave accusations are made and responses are given. It is also an undeniable fact that distinguishing truth from lies on social media is a daunting task. By the time the truth starts its journey wearing shoes, the lie has already traveled halfway around the world. This is the challenge that compels us to bring some facts to light. In the recent case involving Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, there have been mistakes on both sides. Neither party can be held entirely accountable while absolving the other. In this story, we will not include all the details that have already been published in the past week. However, we will focus on some key points as a reference for discussion. This story dates back to when Justin Baldoni signed Blake Lively to work on his film. The film revolves around a narrative of domestic conflicts and abusive behavior, a story already popularized in Colleen Hoover's novel. The film's protagonist is a character who exploits his girlfriend. Blake Lively's allegations are strong enough to clarify that Baldoni left no stone unturned in exploiting her, drawing a stark similarity between the film's storyline and the real-life exploitation of Blake Lively. Many films have been made in Hollywood, all featuring heroes and heroines, but never before has a heroine accused a hero of sexual harassment. Therefore, if Blake Lively has faced difficult times, it is essential that we examine her allegations and raise our voices to ensure justice for her. Several scenes from the film can be searched on Google, showcasing intimate moments between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, along with other bold scenes. A closer examination of these images could provide some insight into Blake Lively's allegations. But before towards details, please subscribe the channel for more scorching hot stories. For instance, in several scenes where they are about to kiss, Justin Baldoni appears highly emotional, while Blake Lively seems far less so. According to the storyline, Lively's character should appear more emotional in these moments. However, in these scenes, Lively displays a rather expressionless face, while Baldoni's face clearly exhibits desire, almost as if he were desperate to attain something. This suggests that Justin Baldoni harbored a physical desire for Blake Lively. It seems he wanted to conquer this summit, but failed in his attempts. During the filming of bold scenes, actresses often have to wear revealing clothing, which makes all of their physical features clearly visible to the crew, and the hero clearly watches all the curves. In such circumstances, a man who has been married for over 10 years and has children might entertain the idea of seeking a change of taste, especially when faced with a stunningly beautiful woman like Blake Lively, whose vital stats could drive any man wild. It's common during film shoots for actors and actresses to develop sexual relationships and indulge in mutual pleasure, but such encounters typically occur with the woman's consent. Justin Baldoni's misfortune was his inability to charm or win over Blake Lively. Naturally, the outcome was bound to be what we see today. Justin Baldoni's desire is palpable while watching the film, but Blake Lively left him with no opportunity to satisfy his cravings. The reason is clear: Blake Lively was not willing to engage in such a relationship. However, desire is desire. When Justin Baldoni pushed too hard, Blake Lively filed a complaint against him. In the West, wearing revealing clothing is a common norm. When a woman displays her beauty and flaunts her physical attributes openly, she must face the hunger of men. From this perspective, women in the West bear some responsibility. There should be no shame in acknowledging this. Complaining afterwards seems unjustified. The conflict between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively is currently the subject of several complaints in court. Upon examining Lively's allegations, some appear valid while others seem exaggerated. For example, she claims that Baldoni repeatedly made mistakes during the filming of kissing scenes, necessitating retakes, which gave him extended opportunities to kiss and touch her. Lively alleges that Baldoni spent hours kissing her lips and touching her body, and his physical reactions during these moments are clearly visible in several scenes from the film. The situation has been likened to starving a dog for 2 days and then presenting its favorite meal without allowing it to eat. Such a reaction is evident in Baldoni's demeanor in the film. Allegedly, Baldoni made deliberate mistakes while shooting such scenes and used the pretense of professionalism to satisfy his desires during retakes. However, as women possess an intuitive sense, they can perceive a man's intentions through his gaze. When such an aware woman feels exploited, filing a sexual harassment lawsuit becomes inevitable. Another of Lively's complaints states that during breaks from filming, while she was breastfeeding her child, Baldoni repeatedly entered the room and witnessed something that should only have been seen by her husband Ryan Reynolds. This situation, as per Lively, made her feel uncomfortable and disrespected as a woman. According to Blake Lively's allegations, Justin Baldoni shared his wife's situation of giving birth and attempted multiple times to show her pornographic content. Baldoni is reportedly addicted to such material, and individuals with this habit often develop a mindset where they desire to bring every woman into their bed. With the constant exposure to new faces and scenarios and explicit content, their sexual appetite grows. It should be investigated if Baldoni indeed has this addiction. Then Lively's accusations are not unfounded. Another accusation from Lively is that Baldoni kissed her several times, so much unwantedly and without her consent. While kissing scenes are common during filming, the difference lies in mutual consent. On film sets, men may engage in such interactions with new actresses, but only with their agreement. Like any woman, Blake Lively wants these actions to occur only with her consent. Lively claims Baldoni kissed her without her approval, which she found unacceptable. While Baldoni may have been trying to quench his desires, Lively was unwilling, and this made his actions problematic. Her complaint emphasizes that physical affection should only occur when she agrees, or else it constitutes sexual harassment case. Lively also accuses Baldoni of repeatedly attempting to inquire about her weight. She questions the purpose of such curiosity, humorously noting that Baldoni didn't need to lift her with a crane. According to her, these questions were intended to embarrass her. When all these efforts failed and Lively remained unyielding, Baldoni reportedly mentioned talking to her father. However, Lively's father passed away 3 years ago and is no longer alive. Talking to a woman's father often implies seeking her hand in marriage. By bringing this up, Baldoni hurt Lively's feelings, especially considering not only her father's passing but also the fact that she is already married. Despite knowing these facts, Baldoni repeatedly suggested speaking to her father, causing her further distress. In light of these issues, Lively presented certain demands. A meeting was held to address Baldoni's alleged actions and the hostile environment she faced. The meeting included various producers and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. Lively's demands included the following: 1. Appointment of a full-time intimacy coordinator. 2. Ensuring that explicit images and videos are not shown to her or her staff. 3. Avoiding distressing her with Baldoni's porn addiction. 4. Refraining from discussing her personal sexual life. 5. Baldoni should not inquire about her weight through her trainer. 6. Baldoni should cease claiming he wants to speak to her late father. Additionally, it was demanded that sexual scenes, oral intimacy, or on-camera climaxes not be added outside the scope of the original script Lively had agreed upon when signing the project. It is important to note that Baldoni is not only the lead actor in the film but also the director. According to Lively, Baldoni attempted to include additional explicit scenes in the movie beyond what had been agreed upon during the initial contract. This can reasonably be seen as an attempt to satisfy personal desires under a professional guise, which Lively strongly objected to, and rightfully so. Lively's complaints also include a charge sheet featuring private messages allegedly sent by Baldoni to PR executives Jennifer Abel and Nathan. According to Lively, these communications were aimed at destroying her reputation. There are numerous such allegations, each with intricate backstories and underlying motives, as detailed by Lively. In light of this, outright denial of these claims seems implausible. Simply dismissing her allegations as false without addressing their depth and implications is insufficiently childish. Lively's accusations are not superficial, they reveal layers of troubling dynamics, hidden motives, and dark aspects that demand thorough legal investigation. Baldoni's attorney, Friedman, calling the allegations false, outrageous, and salacious, seems itself to lack credibility. Truth remains truth, regardless of an enemy who speaks it, and lies remain lies, whether they come from Baldoni or his lawyer. Several prominent celebrities have come forward in support of Lively, commending her for exposing Baldoni and safeguarding her reputation. They have expressed solidarity with her bravery. Among these personalities are America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel. The allegations and denials between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively are surfacing these days, but reports of tension between them were already circulating at the time of the film's release. During the official press tour for the film, news of conflicts between Lively and Baldoni began to gain attraction. Notably, Baldoni conducted most interviews alone, and that was abnormal. He failed to provide satisfactory explanations for Lively's absence. He also avoided posing for photos with the cast at the New York premiere of the film. Both Baldoni and Lively appeared visibly distant from each other on multiple occasions, a fact that did not go unnoticed. Although Baldoni's lawyer may attempt to cleverly refute the allegations, the court will undoubtedly consider and investigate the complaints. If Baldoni is found guilty, he should recall the fate of Amber Heard, whose actions against Johnny Depp were far less severe than the accusations against Baldoni, yet she ended up paying millions in damages. On the surface, it appears Baldoni may not be entirely innocent. Typically, artists maintain some level of mutual interaction, which is evident on social media. However, it is striking that Blake Lively neither follows Baldoni on Instagram nor engages with him publicly. This lack of connection suggests that, although they worked on a film together, there is no personal rapport between them. This apparent animosity serves as another piece of evidence bolstering Lively's sexual harassment case against Baldoni. Currently, things are not looking favorable for Baldoni. The most immediate repercussion he has faced is the termination of his professional relationship with the talent agency WME, which has severed ties with the 40-year-old actor. In this entire story, Justin Baldoni isn't the only one facing accusations. The film's producer, Jamie Heath, is also under scrutiny. The seriousness with which Blake Lively is pursuing the case suggests that more revelations are yet to come. Although the film featuring Baldoni and Lively achieved box office success, it also received substantial criticism. A common critique was that romance has no place in a narrative involving domestic violence. When violence exists, the atmosphere for romance simply cannot be created. This makes the film feel awkward and inappropriate, as it controversially attempts to intertwine violence with glamour, a combination that is fundamentally flawed. The court should question Baldoni on the reasoning behind incorporating romance into a film centered on domestic violence. Interestingly, the trailer does not hint at the film's focus on domestic violence, instead portraying it as a romantic tale. Among serious circles, Baldoni's film has been labeled nonsensical for blending violence with romance. Several inconsistencies have also been noted, including the lack of Lively and Baldoni posing together at the premiere, which violates standard protocol. On the red carpet, journalists waited in vain for the two to appear together. With such visible tension and animosity, it was clear that Lively would not allow Baldoni to put his arm around her for a photo, and that's exactly what happened. This behavior also serves as evidence supporting Lively's allegations. Another oddity observed by journalists at the premiere was the strict instruction to avoid questions about domestic violence, even though the film addresses the issue. Reporters were explicitly told to ask only light-hearted questions, steering clear of the film's core theme. Lively, too, focused on showcasing her fashion rather than raising awareness about domestic violence on the red carpet. Additionally, she faced criticism for heavily promoting her haircare brand during the event. Baldoni's grievance that Lively distanced herself from promoting the film may hold some merit. As previously mentioned, Colleen Hoover's novel, on which the film is based, is a masterpiece that delves deeply into the issue of domestic violence. However, the premiere events failed to reflect the gravity of this theme. The case between Lively and Baldoni will also proceed in court, and the guilty party will face consequences. After considering all these developments, what do you think? Who is truthful between Lively and Baldoni, and who is exploiting the other? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and your responses may become a topic of discussion in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe the channel as we'll see you in the next video.